Hello, and welcome to Aha Moments. And this one is entitled Try Not to Think of Pink Elephant. And it was originally sent out on June 17th in 2024. So if you are on our mailing list, then 8 a.m. Eastern, you would have received this. I'm just plugging in my microphone here. There we go. Quality. You would have received this at Monday morning at 8 a.m. And if you didn't, and if you just landed on this YouTube recording, then wonderful. I'm happy that you're here. And we're going to talk about aha moments, and this one in particular called Try Not to Think of Pink Elephant. And if you have ever had an aha moment, which you have, right? It's like a little light bulb goes off, then you know that there's something about that aha. There's something about that information or that experience that shifted something in you and makes you think or do things differently as a result, right? So the aha moment Mondays that I write and send out at 8 a.m. Eastern are designed to do that. And they are everyday situations that you would experience. And after you read it, you kind of, just accept it and kind of go, oh, that was cool, and carry on. Or you could actually take some time with it and digest it and go, okay, what does that mean? What do I think? And what am I going to do differently, right? The whole point of this is to grow from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read that aha moment for you, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion on it. And if you ever want to have a bigger discussion on any of these and other topics, join Human You. Go on to ahumanapproach.com and join Human You. It's only $11.11 a month, and there's lots of conversations that we have together with our community, with me, and on topics to do with the aha moments and others. Right now, we're doing some deep dives on each chapter of 50 simple ways to release the shackles of self-sabotage. So if you feel that to any degree you're self-sabotaging, get on A Human Approach, get the book, and jump on Human You. Okay, so let's go through this aha moment. I'm just going to call it up here. I'm going to read it because I don't even try and memorize these things. But I'm telling you, when I wrote this one was pretty profound. So I'm going to take my time with it. Are you ready? Here we go. As many times as you've probably heard that the mind's eye doesn't know the difference between what's real and what isn't, it's still hard to fathom. The reason being that we live in both the virtual and physical world simultaneously. Our physical self that operates through our senses to hear, see, smell, taste, and touch things convinces itself that what is real is only what the five senses pick up on. But our physical body is the tip of the being iceberg. Our bodies are complex suits that enable us to experience our life in physical form. However, the much grander part of our being is the electromagnetic spiritual consciousness that communicates telepathically and brings into reality physical form through thought. And on the aha, I wrote, I'll pause while you read that sentence again. So I'm going to read it again because it is very, very profound. Our bodies are complex suits that enable us to experience our life in physical form. However, the much grander part of our being is the electromagnetic spiritual consciousness that communicates telepathically and brings into reality physical form through thought. Thoughts, then, are both the future and past realities that exist in non-physical form. Think of a time when you were afraid, hurt, or angry. Allow yourself a moment to play back the memory of an argument, being locked out, feeling broken, lost, or betrayed. Has your heartbeat quickened? Is your face clenched and your body unhappy about those feelings happening all over again? Now, think of a time when you were loved, happy, or celebrated. Allow yourself a longer moment to play back the memory of the meeting, the love of your life, holding the newborn child for the first time, bearing witness to a most incredible sunset over the water, bringing your puppy home, or celebrating a milestone with all your friends. Are you smiling, feeling expanded and joyful? Aha. What we hold in our mind, we hold in our heart. This is not about erasing bad memories or your past in any way. This is about being cognizant that your mind's eye is even more real than your physical presence, because your mind holds the past and creates the future, and it does so in the present moment. Why is that so important? The words and experiences you are holding or creating in your mind determine your energetic state, which determines what you will create, because you attract what you are. Be ultra careful who and what you allow to fill the precious space of your imagination, and make room only for what serves your highest good. You were born in love and to live in abundance, and it is so. How's that? How's that? Did that make sense to you? So the mind's eye, again, I said, we hear that all the time. Oh, we don't know what the difference is, between real and not real. And we say that, but are we actually accepting the magnitude of that? And when you feel it, when you take on those, if you retell a story that, you were really frustrated or you were angry, and your whole physiology lives the whole thing, just like it's happening all over again. That's how powerful your mind is in your memory, right? And then same thing, if it's something, getting chills when I say that, if it's something that's really pleasant, then of course you're going to, you're going to feel all those feelings again. The body is creating the physiology and the energy around what is actually happening. I'm pointing to your brain, but what's happening in your mind. Your mind is actually your entire body. It's an existence. It's not a thing, right? Don't misinterpret the brain and the mind. So the mind is an energy field, right? So, and we're all of one mind. So we're all very much connected in that energy field. So, you feel the difference. It's like, I remember one talk I was giving, and I asked everybody to take their pulse. And I said, okay, record your pulse. Okay, we gave like 10 or 15 seconds or whatever. Everybody recorded it. Okay, keep that number in your mind. And then I played a roller coaster video and got them into the roller coaster. Some people said, I love roller coasters. Other people said, I'm terrified of roller coasters, but I made them watch that video and then take their pulse again. And needless to say, the majority, not everybody, I'll be honest, not everybody, but the majority of them, their pulse rate was up. And there were all kinds of emotions that were stirred as a result of it, right? So when we say try not to think of pink elephants, there's sort of a part two to this, as there are in many ahas. And that is about, what is it that you're keeping in your mind? What is it you're allowing? So what is that story that you tell yourself, right? I'm not very confident. I was never a happy child. People tell themselves all kinds of things. And what's really, when I said when I wrote the aha, I put a little footer in that, and I said, I'll explain, that the universe doesn't, only knows yes. And so if you say you're not doing something, you actually are doing it. And what I mean by that is that if you say, I'm not going to let that happen anymore, or I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to lose weight, or all of those things that sounds like, you're doing something positive, but you're actually doing something negative. So in a sense of like, I'm going to quit smoking. Well, you say quit, and that maybe sounds like a positive word, but yet you're talking about the word smoking, and the word quit does not have positive connotations, because yes, there are things that you definitely want to release in your life, but quitting something is, yes, it's an ending. And I admit, I can put a positive spin on quit, but typically it's not a positive word, right? So if you want to quit smoking, you'll want to reframe in your mind what the positive feelings and emotions are around that. So, I'm living a healthier lifestyle. I breathe easy. I have lots of energy, whatever it is that you're creating. And then I say in there as well about being really ultra careful about who and what you allow in there. So, man, we could talk about this for a long time. And I know when I'm doing the recording in advance of Human You, but I know when we have the call in Human You, whoever comes on board, there's going to be some amazing experience shares that people have, because we could just dissect this topic for an hours about what it means, about what it is that you are creating in your mind, and what is happening with your physiology and your energy, and what you're attracting as a result of it. So when I say what you're holding in your mind, you're holding in your heart, that's where your electromagnetic pulse comes from. It's from your heart, and it's your heartbeat that that you're connecting with others on as well, right? So on a physical level. So we need to be super, super careful about who we're talking to, what the stories are that we're telling ourselves, what kind of media or, influence or whatever that we're allowing to shape reality in our mind, whether it's about us or about our reality or about our economics or about our country or about our family or whatever it is. We need to be really, really careful, because, that's where aha moments come in. point of the aha moment is to shift your perspective. So you can take whatever perspective you want on any situation. You can spin anything that you want, either good or bad or anything in between. So let's make sure that we're being super, super careful as to what we allow in, what we hold in our minds, because that's creating our physiology, and that is what we are attracting. And the basic thing that we all need to understand that is absolutely true. It is not a pie in the sky idea. It is absolutely science, and is absolutely who we are, is that thoughts become things. Whatever the thought is, that you will create based on that thought. So hold the good thoughts, hold the good emotions, hold love in your heart, know that you were born for abundance. That's it. That's all. Okay. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed that aha. There's a lot stuffed in there. That is not a 10-minute conversation for sure. That's an entire seminar all by itself. But I wanted to distill that little bit in your head just to remind you about, thoughts being things, remind you about what it is that's in your mind, that it is going to control your destiny. And then, let's expand on that conversation. Okay. Join Human You. Come on to ahumanaapproach.com and make sure you're on our mailing list so that you know exactly what's coming down the pike next. Okay. All right. Look forward to it. In the meantime, succeed deliberately,